Welcome back the next day because we stopped kind of abrupt. We'll add like a little part 1, part 2 thing.
Yes.
And then, there we go.
Okay.
And then that'll be the transitions. This is part 2 of the best anime that we've ever seen.
So good.
I promise you, even though it's been filled with sadness on the first part. Okay? And my wife and me have some funny stories to share. We'll do that throughout the video while it plays. Let's get into it.
Night Raid plans to use this commotion and strike where the Empire isn't looking. Is it alright to profit off of the deaths of innocent people? Tatsumi grapples with the idea before being told to shut the fuck up by literally everyone else. This convinces Tatsumi to go, okay, I'm rocking with Night Raid, which has the unintended effect of making Chelsea soggy. The Jaegers head towards Night Raid's trap while mine prepares the perfect shot.
He tried. And
Wave is taken out of the fight. See ya. It's everyone versus everyone now. And this bitch has hacks.
Yep.
I've improved a lot since last we met. Now I can
It's
command
a
any
dragon.
corpse I choose. Natura. Please put him to rest, Karame. You grew up together. How could you say that, Akame? I want him to stay close to me forever and ever. He's my special friend, and I would love to add you to my collection.
Right.
Not on your
Great
life.
motivation.
Too bad.
Susano takes on Godzilla. Mine fights the gunslinger. Tatsumi fights everyone. This is one of the coolest fights in the entire show, so part of me just wants to let it play. The other part of me wants to say,
The fuck? Ugh.
Tatsumi punches a monkey's head off. Mine shoots her opponent and gets eaten by a frog, and Susano just becomes God real quick.
Yeah.
But some people around this place are sore losers.
Bomb.
So fuck all of this.
Mazel tov! Everyone gets the fuck out of there after the explosion this guy starts. He's actually very interesting. Firstly, because his name is Balls, and that despite his appearance, he's kind, he's modest, and regrets the things he's done. He has a wife and kids. He has also been heavily hinted to be homosexual and enjoyed hitting on his fellow male Jaegers. I know that since I'm giving you all this background, he's gonna die. Shout out Balls. As silly as the show can be, his death is quite meaningful. You could argue that every person in the show deserves to die. As much as the main cast thinks they're in the right, there are people on the other side that think the exact same way.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I want to do something stupid.
We're there.
No, I don't think
Just
that's
do
a good
it.
idea.
Nope.
Fucking dumb.
Listen yourself, bitch. You sound stupid. Oh my god. That's exactly what you want. You killed one big bad guy.
my
Why
God.
not chase down Kurume and kill her before she becomes a bigger problem? Lubbock is equally as retarded, so he goes, why not? I'll just tell the team. Meanwhile, the team is not giving a fuck. The lion girl just gets her arm sewn back on. Mine is thotting around like usual. Bam! Lubbock breaks the news. But Chelsea is already there.
Kurume, it's you. Thank goodness you're not injured.
And for a while, it works. They even have a pleasant conversation. Slow. After sizing up every opportunity, she finds the perfect time to kill her.
Beep.
But we know that's not how this show works.
Nope.
Shit was cold though. Uh-huh. Yep. What are you doing? The only real assassin in the
Kurume
show.
was alive, and our characters don't see Chelsea again until it's too late.
Yeah, just really murders her. Like
Literally.
really
Let's take a
murders.
second.
No.
I first watched this when I was a baby. Consider the fact that I am currently 7 years old. You do the math. This show is messing with my head, okay? The glasses girl I could accept dying. Bro dying was not cool. The cute girl was my last straw. I quit the show after this episode. From this point on, any clips you see of me freaking out is because this was genuinely my first time seeing any of this shit.
That makes
They
sense
said
though.
I quit the show.
But that makes sense though, because why would you introduce this bitch? Why would, okay, you killed 2 people, right? And then you brought in 2 more people as
my
replacements.
God.
And then you killed your replacement.
Bro, they went so hard to convince you she was gonna play a role. There's a small part after she does that little murder where you kind of think it worked, and that maybe she'll be injured on the way out because people just got injured in the last fight. And then when she dies, you're like, so this is what we're doing.
So what was the point?
Well, we're doing this now.
That is literally, that's the point in the anime where I told my husband, I was like, I don't trust the show anymore.
Right.
I was like, I want to watch it because I want to see what happens,
Yeah.
but I was like, everybody dies.
I wasn't letting you quit. I had to see it through. I was enthralled at this
Got
point.
to see it through, my boy.
This is the first time where every death hit, even if you knew it was coming, I was sad at every single turn.
So you finally came out to play.
Well, you didn't leave me much of an option. Spoken like a true coward.
How the fuck can you hear her?
What do you say we do some catching?
Continue. Now that old girl is dead, the gang has moved on quicker than ever. Tatsumi and Mine even go on a couples trip so they can assassinate the Pimpinator. They end up in this valley seated between f*** all and nowhere. This is the perfect place to be ambushed.
There's that night raid girl I fought before.
Your dog has some person in it.
I smell gunpowder.
I forgot.
This certainly seemed to be after us.
So when you say assassins, what do you mean?
Ubiquitous, huh?
Round 2.
Which way is that bitch shooting from?
Tatsumi ends up fighting this hot samurai chick while Mine deals with Seryu. You can tell Tatsumi isn't the same guy we had at the start of the show.
Yeah,
but can Mine take on this dog, this absolute throat demon? They shoot gadgets at each other. The fight is practically made-up nonsense versus laser beam. Seryu keeps coming up with the most random moves you've ever seen, while Mine just kind of sits there going, duh, if I hold this gun, sparks come out. Mine starts getting her ass beat so bad, she starts thinking about her childhood, while Tatsumi ain't doing so hot either. The thing about flashbacks is, either the character is about to die, or they get the fuck up, grit their teeth, and absolutely laser beam shit. Seryu tries to counter, but gets sliced into in one of the hardest action frames in anime. I hope I can show this. But in an anime like this, there's always a plot twist.
Not enough.
No matter what the cost, all evil must be cast out.
That's it. Bomb.
You've got 1 minute.
Bomb in my head.
You bitch!
Seryu can't even die without pissing off the audience. She made me feel bad for the stupid dog. And as Mine's leg gives out, she accepts that this is the end.
Here it comes!
Fucking nuke, bro.
Finally, Tatsumi fucking say somebody, baby! It's just a little corny when they do shit like this right after. Let's see the live Scamboli reaction.
As soon as this is all behind us, I need to tell you something.
Can't you just tell me now?
This bitch has just signed her death warrant.
Why not?
I'm so confused. So conflicted. I never imagined I want to live for
Doomed!
She's gonna fucking die. I mean, it's obvious now because she's decided to not tell him something until everything is over.
Right.
She's probably gonna die, and she's gonna mouth the words that she was supposed to say to Tatsumi. Like, he's either not gonna hear it, or we, the audience, we're just not gonna be able to hear shit. Like, we're never gonna know what this bitch had on her mind.
Or
Next
will know, but
episode,
he won't.
Lubbock fucking dies.
Yeah. Fucking wire hands.
Without ever telling that lady that
Lubbock takes the minister's son down with him to hell, to which he responds like this.
He's dead. How could you leave me?
They're coming for your people.
Can't change anything by grieving a little time, can we?
In the process, Tatsumi is kidnapped like a cute maiden. Obviously, they gotta save Tatsumi and set up death flags for themselves, but Tatsumi is visited by Esdeath in prison. I'm just feeling like, real tired, like, let's link, let's cuddle, like, let me holler at you, like. What the fuck are you saying, Esdeath? Join me or I have to execute you.
I will die for what I believe.
This was actually a very cool thing to say, and is when I decided I genuinely like Tatsumi. The dude has done nothing but work hard, stay in his own lane, and get stronger every episode.
He was not cool until halfway through the anime, but the closer it got to the end, the cooler he became. That's accurate.
Guy. So this is where he's about to get his head fucking chopped off.
Crucified, literally.
As Tatsumi is to be executed, Mine hip fires her sniper towards mid. She could have ended the entire show if she just, scoped in, and Najida comes barreling in on a flying manatee. All our fighters are here, baby, so expect at least a couple people to die. Susanoo goes straight for Esdeath and gets his ass beat instantly. Najida turns Susanoo into a Super Saiyan using her life force. If she does this one more time, she just dies on the spot. They have just enough strength to hold her off while Mine gets exploded like 400 feet in the goddamn air.
Yeah, she really was struggling.
I'm okay, Tatsumi. Don't laugh, boy. I made a promise to.
But she's not giving up. With her weapon, Pumpkin.
My strength is pumpkin strength.
Bitch, listen to yourself. My strength is pumpkin strength. Pumpkin strength isn't as good as human strength.
Night Raid has the upper hand. Mine's fight reaches its conclusion. Both of them charge up some big fucking lasers, at least worth $10,000 of anime budget, shaving down Mine's Imperial arms to a husk. But there's a whole other fight going on. Susanoo is winning, but in the heat of battle, Esdeath pulls some of the finest anime bullshit I have ever seen in my entire life by freezing time. She doesn't just make ice, she can freeze time. These are two entirely different properties. Someone explain this shit to me. I quit. I'm done with this fucking show. Oh my god, this is the best show ever. With the very last of her life force, Najina powers up Sue, who's like,
y'all were some of the realest niggas I ever met. I want you to run away without me.
Sue, you were...
Yes, I was programmed to be black, Tatsumi. Always have been.
Then... Even as a racist, you're still my friend. We can't leave without you.
Go! Before I change my mind.
This is how the scene went. I didn't change anything. They run, not wanting to waste Sue's sacrifice. But the flag mine set earlier rears its head. It was looking like my prediction was coming true. I don't quite know why she's dying, but she really is. Yeah. However, I was wrong about one thing.
I'm glad I fell in love with you.
Mine.
I love you.
She ended up delivering her message to Tatsumi afterwards.
No.
Sad boy.
Mine.
How the fuck did she die? Was it a chemo gun? Did the laser give her mega cancer? Did it boil her inside like a frog in the microwave? We'll never know.
Mega cancer, bro!
Night Raid is a ghost of its former self.
Yeah.
They know that their next big fight is a suicide mission. Even the Jaegers have to grapple with Kurume coming down with a fatal illness due to childhood experiments. The two sisters confront each other for their final conversation. This fight is stupid. Bah humbug. Akame's sister wants to kill Akame so that they can be together forever because her sword animates dead people. But Akame's sister, you have super AIDS. You are not long for this world. So, the fuck you mean together forever? You mean together for 3 weeks? Akame goes on to eat two giant cartoon meats on bones the next episode after killing her sister. This is Night Raid's last fight. They burst into the castle, but the hot guy that no one cares about arrives. Tiger Girl is like,
I'll hold him back. Go. Don't bother arguing. I'm gonna...
Hey, where is everyone? I do want to talk about this guy, though, because I think he is possibly the most retarded character ever. Run was a school teacher in a dirt-poor village, a village that was one day raided by bandits. So he turned to his government, who could give less than a shit about some poor dead kids. These people were rotten, corrupt. The only way for Run to fix this hell of a country was to break it from the inside.
Yeah.
He joins the military and works his way up the ranks. But the same politicians he's trying to knock out of the job start dying left and right. Night Raid has been killing these people. To change the government was one thing, but to use violence to do so is absolutely deplorable.
Hey man,
so he joins the fucking Jaegers, a team of murderous psychopaths, to exert violence against Night Raid. Either the author didn't care about this guy, the author didn't give a shit about me, or the anime studio was like, whatever. You cannot have written such a stupid motive. Elsewhere, the Femperor is being manipulated yet again. The minister tells him, and I'm not fucking with you, that he needs to blow up the entire kingdom if he wants to save it. This is really what happens. Akame and Tatsumi explode into the room, but they're too late. For Darth Estrogene has been reborn. The castle turns into a giant mech, which really hypes up the Emperor.
Yeah.
I'm serious, he really gets excited about this.
Yes!
As he rips his own country apart, Tatsumi tries to stop him, which ends in an ass-whooping so potent, even the Jaegers begin to switch sides. But even with the help of Wave, their attacks do nothing. He's simply too big to hurt, and with Akame busy kicking ass elsewhere, they have to kill this giant thing alone. Nothing works until Tatsumi remembers the words of his dead homie. He tries one more time.
This is the only place it seems worn down. It's just like you said. There's gotta be a way.
But Tatsumi is broken in the process, left lying there as the Emperor continues to slaughter people. Wait, is that another ass pull? Tatsumi gets so motivated, he becomes a Yu-Gi-Oh card and just flies through the mech in one of the most hype and bullshitty ways I've seen in a long time. But what goes up must come down.
Right, and it murders people. Yeah. Do your best, bud.
He's trying.
Fight harder, buddy. Come on, main character.
Fucking shredding himself.
Look at it. Look at my boy.
He's dead.
My main character boy.
Yes, I broke my promise.
I was so tired of this anime after this.
You gave me your word! You gave me your word!
The main character is dead.
The main character died.
Cause of death, flying backwards hard as fuck. Even Esdeath, someone who watched her own father die with a straight face, feels sad. Not everyone is dead yet, so let's keep going. Esdeath faces off against Akame one last time. This fight holds its own to this day. The bitch starts spawning boulders and starts kicking Akame around while talking shit, and Akame is like, yeah, you wanna bully me? I'll myself, but she fails, as Akame just did it for attention. And power. Apparently, the sword remembers everyone she's killed and imbues her with more strength depending on how many people she's murdered.
Yeah.
This action is sweet.
It's Rock Lee all over again.
Anime bullshit, go!
Yeah, but...
This has been so much fun. An after image. Where did she go?
You thought, bitch.
You're done.
Always above you.
The fight is settled with one last swing of the sword. Honestly, very cool. Esdeath locks herself in with Tatsumi, holds him close, and blows him the fuck up into a million shards of frozen water.
Fuck you, you don't get a
Fucking hell.
You don't get a fucking funeral, bitch.
Oh, no. Ew. But what about this guy? Well, he's about...
You might have had him first, but I had him last.
That ending, when you see it the first time, it kind of doesn't set in for a while until you think about the anime, and you're like, wait a minute.
She snatched away her chance to say bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And if you thought he was coming back, he's dust.
I mean, he's gone now.
Yeah, instant dust. It vaporized him. Fuck.
out to get murdered, of course. He does have one last trick up his sleeve.
I got it. Yeah, got it.
That is a single-barrel flintlock pistol. You are not stupid, so I know that you know that it can't go bow, 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 bow. It goes... Whoops, this fucking piece of shit. Pow! As we know, it cannot go bow, 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 bow. Where would it even hold two bullets? Though disarmed, she still gets up and cracks him in the nose. Even after being shot, she has enough strength to... Oh my god, I can't
destroy his
Watching
face.
this, I was like, absolutely no way did she cheat death another time.
No.
Unfortunately, I was right.
So stupid.
So how does the show end? Well, the Lord Inquirial himself accepts his fate as being executed. Najinda and Akame are the only ones left alive, but Najinda only has a few years left to live and rule the country. She's basically dead. So Akame is the only one who leaves this show unscathed.
Yeah.
She faces Najinda, shakes her hand, and skedaddles.
What did we just watch?
If I were the most generic YouTube comment in the world with 10,000 likes, I would simply read, Akame ga Kill is the show of all time. That about sums up what we just watched. I had a lot of fun watching it, but that anime was bad. The characters were not real. There should be some illusion that these are people making their own decisions. I should not see a normal guy turn fucking crazy because the show needs him to be. Not all bad guys have to be insane. You can tell this is challenging for this particular author to write because anytime he tries making reasonable villains, their whole reason for being in the show boils down to them being retarded. Remember this?
I'll be sure to satisfy all her needs. And I do mean all of them.
Motherfucker, I know you heard him say that. How did he not realize the minister was manipulating? Run is stupid. Wave is a fisherman. Balls is the only villain that made sense.
Yeah.
The story didn't carry either. Let me give you an impression of someone who is about to die in this show. I was abused my whole childhood. I'm so sorry.
I was fat and stupid and cross-eyed.
That must have been hard.
And I had irritable bowel syndrome. And I can't read.
But now I'm joining Night Raid. You guys are like a family. I love this. I love life. I have meaning now. Don't do this every time you kill someone off. Maybe they can not trauma dump 5 minutes before dying. Because,
Right.
you know, if you do that every time, I know the character is about to die. Die, 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 die. Everyone dies in the show except Akame, who is not the main character despite her name being the title of the show. Why did you kill Tatsumi off by making him fly backwards? Why did this chick just allow herself to be shot 50 times? This show is gas. I had fun watching. It was predictable in an unpredictable way. I know the character would die, but the ways they did it was the fun part.
Damn it. Well,
There's literally a minute left.
yeah, I want to finish.
I want to finish
We
it.
restarted and it just worked?
No,
It looks like yes.
my love.
It looks like yes.
What part of this looks like yes?
As a child, I was emotionally attached to everyone. This is the wrong way to watch
Right.
the show. The trick is to stop giving a fuck. Relax.
Don't
The animation
care.
was nice. Everyone shut up during fights to let the animation talk. I rate my enjoyment of the show a 7 out of 10, but we have unfinished
Okay.
business.
Okay.
The ending is bound to leave a lot of you unsatisfied. Hell,
Yeah.
the entire show is almost as if the showrunners felt like they needed to kill everyone off, even
Yeah.
at the expense of character development. There are so many unfinished arcs. Even the ending employs the old, whatever technique. But what if I told you that the show doesn't have to end here? The manga
You
and
could
anime
read
have
it.
some key differences that I think you will
I've
find
heard of-
interesting.
yes.
Mine and Tatsumi have a baby.
Yes.
Tatsumi doesn't die in the manga. Instead, he turns into a dragon and f***s mine.
What?
So everyone's happy. Kurume and Akame make up, and Kurume even dates Wave. That idiot Run dies, and everyone has way more character development. But
What?
most importantly, every bad guy dies a far more gruesome death. It turns out the anime left a lot of stuff out when condensing over 80 chapters into 26 episodes.
Oh, shit.
And the end. You've experienced Akame got killed. Did you like it? Did you
we
mess
go.
with it? Let me know. I thought I would try out a new format. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.
Boom! All right, outro thoughts and feelings.
Somebody told me before about the manga
Yeah.
and the baby.
Right.
They might have mentioned the dragon fucking,
Did
and I
you
might
think
have.
you wanted to punt it?
I might have the baby.
Of course.
No.
You know you. You know you. Don't pretend like you don't. You guys know her.
Oh my god.
Right, but the dragon fucking. You weren't into that? Or you were into that?
Like
or-
they might have mentioned that, and I probably just blocked it out. There's a segment of people out there, right, that are really into monster fucking. That's like
Yeah.
their whole thing.
Yeah.
I have never. The closest I got was Twilight, right? Like that's.
And that's really
that's
close.
the closest.
Those are
Is it?
literally monsters
Is it?
fucking people.
Is it? You know, like they're real people-y monsters.
And now for my thoughts. It's made it for you. That's exactly, though, how the show makes you feel.
Yeah.
If you critically analyze it, you miss part of the fun of the show.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't win an Oscar, but it would be the show that everybody goes, oh, that should have won an Oscar.
One thing that I will always credit Akame God Kill for is teaching me the flow of anime.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
before I watched Akame
Same.
God Kill, I hadn't watched a lot of anime.
Right, yeah.
And I definitely hadn't watched a lot of anime where
people
people
die.
died.
Yeah.
Other than Death Note,
Mhm.
right? Which that's like the whole point. So I've definitely like Akame God Kill is how I started learning. Like, oh, they're giving backstory. Dead. That person's done.
Yeah.
You know. So
And
I
sometimes, like I promise you, sometimes you'll miss it. You will watch the
Yeah.
show, you will hear the backstory, and sometimes you'll be like, are they dead or not? Because they're not really consistently just doing
Yes.
that. They're
Yep.
writing like rules or like guidelines.
Yeah.
Not rules.
Mhm.
And then they break them at random. And it chops it up enough that you go, is this filler or not? I
Yeah.
can't really tell.
Yep.
Somebody dies. Got it. So this was real. And it makes it a really good flow. Remember, you're watching this, if you're binging this back to back,
Yep.
That's not how we watched it. We watched a couple episodes here,
Mhm.
take some days, watch a couple episodes there, and it really keeps you engaged. So it holds up, I think, really, really well.
I still recommend it to everybody. I remember we did that anime waifu tier list, and we were
Mhm.
really upset that Akame either wasn't on the list or wasn't high
Yeah.
on the list.
Right.
And people were shit talking our taste in
How?
anime. And I don't like how.
What do you
How?
watch? Give me something you watch. You're going to say Naruto. You're going to say My Hero Academia.
Well, Demon Slayer.
You're going to
Shut
say
up.
Demon Slayer.
Shut up.
First of all, Demon Slayer waifus are trash. Garbage. So let's not even go there right now.
Unless we count, what's that guy's name? Tengen as a waifu? He's a great waifu.
Right, Tengen, right. Number one waifu. The difference between the silliness in Demon Slayer and the silliness in Akame got killed is the commitment to the murder part.
Yes.
Yes, people die and it's very tear-jerking. But it's kind of like they studied this show for the timing.
Mm-hmm.
This show has a way better flow for
Yes.
that than Demon Slayer does, by far.
I
All
would say
right?
that for most new anime, though. I feel like most new anime is almost like a caricature of older anime in regards to timing and flow.
It's kind of like when you start reading like fantasy books and you read like the OGs of fantasy.
Yeah.
And then you read like fake Lord of the Rings for the first time.
Right.
They just don't commit enough to their own ideas, but it doesn't make it any worse. It's still good stuff. But maybe critically they have better review, but I'm just telling you the emotional journey just can't be discounted. And that's what this show got right. That's what I love about it. Thanks for joining me on this.
I had a great
We got to
time.
head to other vids now. We'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. Have a good one. Peace.